This is Andrew Stotts, and we're talking about careers in finance with Nareemal Chiengpradit. Nareemal, why don't you introduce yourself
Hi.
and tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Hi, my name is Nareemal Chiengpradit. Right now, currently I'm working as a solution, a payment solution and eKYC solution in TMB Bank in Thailand. So my background is it's a mixture between finance and technical, more on the technical part and lately on the finance part. I initially graduated in bachelor in accounting information system. So it's I know a little bit of accounting, but I never worked as an accountant. And I continue my master degree in the States, in Denver. I study information system again. So it's a management information system. So, and then I came back and work in Accenture. So doing a solution, business finance solution in a financial industry for like 20 plus years now. So I know about core bank solution. I know about core insurance solution, which is it's very hard for in a general IT people to know two large system application in one person, because in banking we sort of like replace a core bank in like 20 plus years. Core insurance also the same, things like that. So and lately,
Go ahead.
yes,
Lately?
yes. And lately, I was studying the finance engineer. Just finished a master of financial engineering in about like in this past January. So
Wow. And was
yeah,
that online, or was that a live thing, or what was that?
online, yes,
Wow.
online.
Amazing.
It was online. Yeah. So I work like it's during the day I work, and then I go back and do homework and study, read, and things like that. So it's quite hard.
And just before we get into a little bit about your career, why did you do
Yeah.
that? You know, some people say, oh, you know, why do you have to go back? I mean, you've already done a lot of studies. Why did you go back to do that? And
Mm-hmm.
what benefit did you get from doing that?
Okay. This is in general, not just a financial service industry. I think it's good to revamp your knowledge once in a while. Maybe it's a small revamp or it's a big revamp. For me, I was my last master graduation was in 1994. So I went during along the around the career, the whole time of my career, we have like a corporate send us to a training, things like that, but it was not like anything close to the classroom, like master degree or like intensive like certification course, things like that. So financial industry is very fast moving industry, and a person who is have a who has a sort of like a dream or a focus that they want to have a career in this in industry, they need to have like a very strong knowledge about certain things like how we handle customers information or customer assets, like cash, like in the bank, we handling people's cash, right? And people's wealth, like in wealth management.
Mm.
It's very fast moving, very highly regulated industry. So your knowledge has to be like perfect or close to.
Or you're in trouble.
Yes, correct.
I started in my career in 1993 as a bank analyst. So I was an external person, meaning a sell side analyst, working at a Thai broker, going to meet the banks and try to assess whether you should invest in this one or that one and all kinds of stuff like that. And yeah, I didn't understand the internals working of the bank. I mean, back then it was a lot of things were done by paper and computers were not as prevalent. But now the transition of almost every bank to be almost completely electronic means you've got to have a deep, a deeper understanding of the MIS system.
Yeah. So I think it's sort of like this industry is highly regulated. The person who work in this industry need to be like have very specific knowledge. Let me close down this.
Take your time.
It was like popping up.
Yep.
And also the ethical, how you handle the transaction of the customer is also very important.
Right.
Everything is like you have a very small chance to make a mistake.
And what do you think are the skills if somebody's a young person and they're thinking about doing a career along the lines of what you've done? What would you say are the skills or the things that they need to improve themselves on and develop themselves in?
They can come from IT or mix of information system and work in a financial industry. They can be a finance handling, like wealth management or in the product side or marketing side, or like in the bank we separate into like maybe we say majorly two parts. One is we call business unit. Business unit is mean people who works in a product, like designing a new product or handling customer, like we call them like relationship manager, going to meet customer, introduce the product, banking products to them. That is the business unit. Another side is IT or someone in the middle, like me, is a center of excellence. It's mean we are in between business unit and IT or something like that. If they want to do like specifically in terms of like valuation, like your class, after they graduate, they can also go and work in the IB or in the department of like doing the merger and acquisition or something like that. Right?
Yeah, there's so many opportunities within the bank.
Yeah.
One question I have for you is, I mean, if I look back to when I started my career or when you started your career, things are very different nowadays. And imagine a young person just about to build a career in finance. What advice would you give them about, starting their career in finance?
Be diligent, patient, and know your stuff well. It's like people will look at you like you are a specialist. So you have to know what you are talking about, how do you going to handle the day-to-day operation and our transactions and at the end of the day, it's the service that we are providing, whether it's bank, insurance, or finance, capital market, wealth management, mutual fund. It's all come to the service. So you have to think about what the benefit that the customer going to get, because if you focus on customer and you do well on that, your life will be better. Like so handling customer, even though like for example myself, I don't directly handle customer, but the stuff that we provide, like IT solutions, it's helped to make customers' life better, easier for the transaction, right? So for a young newly graduate, you have to be very patient, because to grow in a financial industry requires a lot of expertise and requires a lot of patience. Start slow. I mean, give yourself to learn, to make mistake. Like we all make mistakes,
Sure.
right? We fail fast, we grow fast, but
let me ask you, what is it that motivates you to study so hard and to learn? You know, you've talked about the importance of learning. When people ask me that question, my answer is actually pretty simple. When I was a young guy, I felt very insecure, and I wanted people to see me as smart and, you know, successful, and I didn't feel like I was seen as that. So studying was, I didn't study for the love of studying, although I enjoyed it. I studied to build confidence in myself. But I'm curious, what is it that's driven you all these years to continue to study and learn?
Partly because, like for example, for my last graduation in Master of Financial Engineering, it was purely from my passion and also partly curiosity, because people always say that financial engineering is very hard because you have to do the coding, you have to understand machine learning, you have to understand artificial intelligence, you have to also understand finance, like the valuation, how do you gauge like which stock to buy or which stock to sell, or what asset class should you like entering into, like or get them into your part of your portfolio or something like that, right? Or even portfolio optimization, things like that. So I think it's my nature is because I like to learn. I love studying, and not only that, I love to bring that into a real, from a theory, bring it into a real world. So apply the knowledge that I learn. It is also important because what you study it's a good base, a good basis for you. But in the real world, it's might a little bit different, or maybe a lot different.
Yeah, definitely.
To apply what you already learned to the real world. That's important. Yeah.
And one of my last questions is really about what are some habits or some things that you do that have helped you to be successful?
I think patience and hard work, diligence, and you also have to keep your target, like if this is really what you want to do, doesn't matter how hard or how slow, if you have your target, even though you're gonna crawl there, you have to get there, right? So like it's hard. Something might happen along the way, but you have to bounce back fast, quick, and catch up to your dream. What do you want to, what do you want to achieve, right? So achievement is really something that drive me. My maybe it's also because my nature, I'm very a competitive person from a very young age. I was a national gymnastic athlete for Thailand since the age of 9.
Wow.
So yeah, so I have a very clear goal what I want to do, and I like to get to my goal. I like to achieve what I want to achieve. So that is very important.
You are very inspiring. Thank you. And is there anything else that some parting words of advice that you would give to the people that are listening?
I would like every young person, because they are our futures, right? So I want them to grow as much as they can, and apply whatever you know into a real world situations. Whatever happen, you just have to keep yourself up high and be successful.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing, so much in a very short time.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to this sharing class. I love to speak to every one of you, and any questions or any other like advice that anyone want to have, they can contact
Fantastic.
through you.
Yes.
Yeah, or
Fantastic. Or we use
maybe
LinkedIn too.
like, yeah, and maybe you can send me to join your Facebook, and
Yep.
maybe I can help answering.
Fantastic. That's exciting. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.